Okay.
All right, so we just watched part 3 of the Christmas Carol special survival guide from Kyle. And today was highly interesting, and I'm just curious what William's gonna say for that.
Well, I love the way you said that because it's pretty much the way Kyle says it too.
Oh,
The
really?
thingy with the Christmas special for people to enjoy show thing.
Right,
I
right.
love that. Um, I noticed I was starting to get just again for again the listeners. Long story short, just a quick summation. Uh, Kyle pretty much said it right at the very beginning of the video. I'm going to say something to you that is going to piss off your ego. You are never right. And that was the whole theme of the video. And so I found myself being a little less present in that one, especially later into the video. I kept thinking about my brother and his situation, which I won't explain now because it's his story and I don't want to share that with the world necessarily. But I did ask myself a question out of that. And I also noticed one other thing I'll mention in a moment. Number one is I would kept saying to myself, "Oh, this! I just wish my brother could see this. I just wish my brother could see this," because I feel like there'd be value in it for him. But then I realized, but it's you that's seeing it.
Wow,
You know,
wonderful.
it's not your brother that's seeing it. It's you that's seeing it. So why do you think it's so important for your brother? And are you missing the point? Is there something for you to see out of this? So I didn't really get an answer to that question except to just observe.
Hmm.
Like to just when I'm home with the parents for Christmas, because I'm spending a nice long 3 weeks with my parents.
Wow, 3 weeks, eh?
Yeah,
That's a
and
long time.
so um, I have no idea how it's going to be like. I mean, I could certainly go by past Christmases because I've spent the last few Christmases with them, and we have a very quiet, peaceful Christmas, very dull actually. There's not any celebration to it. We have meals and we have little chats, but nothing too deep or
Hmm.
you know
Okay.
that kind of thing. Um, but still, there are moments. There are moments in the trip, in the visit, that are beneficial. And the last 3 or 4 Christmases actually have all had opportunities where I've grown, like each year,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more into being more of an adult and less of a kid with my parents, which is an issue that I have. I find myself still being the same frightened child of my parents' rejection that I've always seemed to have had.
Yeah.
But I notice each time I go back for Christmas, there's a new step I make. There's a new challenge, but there's a new step too.
Yes.
So I feel like um, this Christmas is no different in that way. It's going to be something new will come from it, and I don't know what, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
Um, the other element of watching this video is I thought of Martin and my feeling of
Oh,
situation with Martin this
very,
morning during
very
our
good.
call.
That's awesome.
And I kept saying, well, I kept feeling like I was having a silent argument with Martin,
Mm-hmm.
and that was not what's going on at all. I'm pretty sure he didn't have any kind of that kind of experience from his
No,
end.
no, probably not.
And I'm thinking to myself, that's all made up in my head. It's
Yeah.
all made up in my mind. I have this whole scenario
Oh, yeah.
of, Martin's trying to dominate me and tell me what to do, and it has to be a certain way. And he could be completely different intention from his side. But from how I see it, he's trying to control me.
Wonderful.
So I just saw, yeah, like I saw that Martin wanted to be right. And but you know what? What I didn't see was I wanted to be right too. And so that's what I noticed out of that was, oh yeah, I was thinking Martin wanted to be right, but I wanted to be right too, because I wanted to be heard. I wanted to
You want
say,
to be heard.
I
Yeah.
wanted my I wanted my ideas to be given some merit rather
That's
than
right.
dismissed.
That's right.
And so when I didn't feel that, then immediately I went into that headspace,
Of course.
of feeling threatened and
And the
whatever,
anger and in the,
all that stuff.
resentment and all that. Yeah.
So
That's
that's what
normal.
I got from the video today.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, what I got from the video definitely is that, I do completely understand that when you caught up in being right, you miss out. That's to me a highlight, a reminder actually, because when you put emphasis on who is right, who is not right, I am right, I do it this way, you're not open. You caught in that perception of I need to be right because this is how I do it all my life and this is da 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 da. And you miss out enjoying the person, or you miss out actually learning listening skills. You miss out getting to know the person closer, more open. I mean, there's so many advantages if you put that one in the garbage bin. You know, it's just not important. It's not necessary. Actually, when you think about it deeper and deeper, by being right, it's always every war that ever started, every argument in the family, in nations, probably even planets. Uh, the war always starts with the idea, I am right. And so if you take it globally, it's a universal truth. And I know that Carl does speak universal truth, whichever way he arrived to it, that's beside the point. But I do understand it, and I am definitely in that space myself. So it's more important not to be right, but rather listen and stay open. But of course, the challenge is your ego comes up, and how do you deal with that? And so you deal with it by a breath. You take a deep breath, and from my experience, you engage the ground with your feet. If you're sitting down, hopefully not flying, but even if you're in an airplane, you still can, engage with the ground with your feet. So to me, the grounding power is in the feet, and the letting go part, it's in your heart. So I like to combine those two.
That's a Tai Chi principle, isn't it?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
The feet, yes. I mean, Master Tech would never put it that way, I don't think, but I do. I just kind of convert mostly anything that's out there into more practical and simpler way, and we call it in Czech polopatě, which means I will serve it by a kind of spoon, or a shovel, kind of, It's just like spoon feeding. Yeah.
And Master Tech is someone you learn Tai Chi from, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Just for reference.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, jumping into the Christmas season with your family, it's, in my opinion, the greatest opportunity to learn how to let go and how not to be dominant, how not to be persuasive, how not to be. All your negativity can actually go in Christmas season if you choose to.
You know what you said that just made me, a very clear message came from what you said, very simple message. Can you go home for the holidays and just love that person?
Absolutely. Yes. It's simple, extremely simple. But of course, it's not easy.
It's our favorite expression here. We love to say it's simple, but it's not easy.
That's a living foods principle. Yeah. And it's over and over truth. It's really, it looks so simple, but boy, when it hits your personality, you're in trouble. And so that's why when you have the capacity to open your heart when something hits you hard, because you see, it's a funny scenario, because you are kind of innocently standing there and somebody says something and boy, you explode inside. We call it a trigger. So now that trigger finds its way from the belly to the stomach and to the throat, and your throat swells up and you can't talk, and you just either have to run away, or you think, oh my God, am I going to stand here? They're going to crucify me. This is because that's how it feels. That's how the mind and the ego has you in its hand. And what we are trying to exercise here is to let it all go.
And the emotions are connected to it, though. That's what makes it so hard, too, I think.
But the emotion is also illusion. I mean, it's extremely important. It's essential. This is how we are so unique, because we are human beings with emotion. And you can use emotion to achieve anything. But boy, when these emotions attack you, actually, the personality, your own emotions choke you to death and you can't even say anything, and you can't even express, you lose your speech, so to speak. Well, that's tough, But now you are aware of it. So your awareness, so that's why we say live aware. Because when you live aware, yeah, you're going to be hit. But you know what? It doesn't mean anything. Or it means much less.
Yeah, because you can let it go. You can just be with it. It's nothing that has to control you.
That's the practice, yes. The practice, the control, thank you for saying that. The control needs to come from the heart. And so it is a wonderful gift. Again, we have to go back to gratitude, because if any trigger comes towards you, or actually within you, because somebody said something about something, somebody somewhere, that's the gift. That's the gratitude. Of course, we don't see it the second, but that's the gift, and that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of emotion, actually. Because you know what's interesting? That, whatever triggered you, if you look at it from the other perspective as a gift, you have to be immediately in love and acceptance of yourself. Because then you become a different viewer. The viewer and the experiencer become a different identity. And that's the beauty what Kyle is referring to. You stop growing, so you miss the opportunity of growing. I completely agree with him. It is really true. It's very simple, but not easy. Yeah, we are blessed. We are all blessed, and we are all lucky to be here, to have this opportunity to study all of this we study and go deeper and deeper within you, because there's no end. You are endless and limitless human being. And the human component is very unique.
Yeah. Well, I have nothing more to add. Nothing seems to be standing out for me. Is there anything else?
Yeah, the day goes on, and I also need to go back to my responsibilities, and I have to continue my day, and we'll meet tomorrow. Or are we not meeting tomorrow because there is so much homework?
No. Well, we'll meet tomorrow. We may not go on to the next day because there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I think I'd still like to have a chat.
Okay, cool. Wonderful.
Thank you, Judith.
Yeah, thank you, William. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day.